10 years ago, Metro was launched as the make or break car for BL. But today, with it consistently at number 4 or 5 in the British top 10 bestsellers, there's a more relaxed and confident feel to the launch of a new Rover Metro. But this is no cosmetic facelift. There are significant changes to one of Britain's favourite cars. One thing the old Metro was always crying out for was a new engine. Of course, the old A series was a faithful unit, but it first saw light of day in 1949, the original A40. It was getting a bit tired. Now, this is the K series, already winning international acclaim for its performance, its economy and its flexibility. You've already seen it in the 400 Rover. Here it is installed in the Metro engine bay, and of course the Peugeot 5-speed gearbox on the end of the engine instead of the gears in the sump, as in the old Mini and Metro system. They've done a very good job with the redesign of the interior of the new Metro. They've used very nice materials and fabrics. It's exceptionally well trimmed, and the redesigned dashboard and fascia looks very good indeed. It stems from the Rover philosophy of putting luxury car standards in small cars. At the rear, a restyled tailgate, nice new rear lamp clusters, and just as much boot space as you've got in the original Metro. They've broadened the Metro range with 12 models and 3 engines. This is the 1.1-litre 60 brake horsepower carburettor unit. There's a 1.4-litre 8-valve 76 brake horsepower carburettor version, and then the top of the range 16-valve 1.4-litre fuel-injected engine, which develops 95 brake horsepower. One of the major changes in the new Metro is to the seating position. Although you still sit very low in the car and these sills are quite obtrusive, it means that you're in line with the pedals and the steering wheel angle is right. It's a very comfortable driving position, and it puts right everything that was wrong with the old car. K-series engine is very smooth and unobtrusive. I like the gear change in the new 5-speed gearbox in this 1.1S, and altogether it's a much more civilized and sophisticated way of making progress than the old Metro. The car always had a rather harsh, choppy ride, but in this one they developed a new suspension system which interconnects the front and rear units. The result is a great success. The car's ride is transformed. It feels like a much bigger car. It soaks up bumps really well, and yet it doesn't allow float or roll. And in urban conditions, it hasn't sacrificed the steering accuracy or the handiness that the Metro has always enjoyed. Of course, the engineers are still constrained by the basic dimensions of the vehicle. There's not so much room, especially in the back, as some rivals. And why has it taken 10 years to put all these improvements into production? So the Metro 1.1S scores on its new engine, its nice 5-speed gearbox, excellent ride and handling, the interior trim and that new seating position. Against it, well, the high sills make it awkward to get in and out, and the fuel tank's still too small, limiting the range, although they moved the filler cap up to a better position. And it's fiddly to remove the rear shelf and fold up the seats. Fiat's 127 was almost the definitive supermini. In 1982 it was replaced by the Uno, which rapidly became one of Europe's best-selling small cars. They've sold over 4 million examples. Well, now Uno's had a facelift, but like the new Metro, the changes are far more than just skin deep. The car comes with 7 different power units, including a diesel. 3 of them are derived from its big brother, the Tipo, as are the gearboxes. And there's also the option of the Selector automatic transmission. There's no automatic Metro yet. Only the shell and doors remain of the original Uno. All the other panels are new, designed by the same people who did the Tipo. Under the bonnet, great attention has been paid to cutting engine noise with special engine mounting blocks and sound absorbing panels. It's now got the best aerodynamics in its class. Inside, they've revised the dashboard, and the heating and ventilation system is changed with automatic temperature control on some models, and that's a first for a small car. The new tailgate gives more usable boot room, the shelf is mounted higher, and with the seats folded, there's 34 cubic feet available for big loads. Now, when you first start to drive the new Uno, you think they've done something to the suspension to improve the ride, but in fact it's exactly the same as the old model. What they have done is eliminate all the shakes and rattles of the old car coming from the seats and the dashboard and the fascia panel. It's all mounted in rubber, it's all strapped down very tight. The result is the car feels and rides like a more expensive, heavier model. Uno has always had a good name for its handling and the lightness of its controls, making it an easy car to drive. But performance remains a major attraction. It's got a very Italian snarl through the gears. However, on our test car, the gear change could be quite awkward. The new car loses those odd paddle-type switches around the binnacle, and the controls are now on stalks, but it's difficult to find the shorter indicator lever until you're used to it. But overall, it remains a clean-cut, appealing package. So on the Uno 60, we like the space inside the car, the excellent handling, and the use of galvanized steel panels on the exterior. And there's very good access to the engine. We didn't like that rather bulky gear change, and on the subject of gears, you can't easily pull on the handbrake with reverse gear engaged. The pedal position is slightly odd, and there's no central locking on this model.